Hey lovelies, this is Annie with Annie Marie. Are you among those that after the industrial sewing machine mechanic helped to set up their sewing machine cannot thread it from scratch? Get a big spool of thread right now, okay? I will advise a big spool. Get a scissors to trim the tip of your thread and make it smooth for threading process. Get a tweezer. If you have shaky hands, okay, a tweezer will be a game changer for you. And then of course, get a magnifying glass, okay? If you have eye problems, you will need this. You don't want to strain your eyes for this process, all right? Get a needle threader. This is a game changer for me, okay? Especially when I'm threading the eye of the needle. When you have all these things ready, then let's do this together. Don't go anywhere, darling. Taking your spool of thread, place it on the first spool holder that is very close to the thread tray, okay? Now, taking the thread, pass it through the eye or the hole on the thread tray from the back to the front. Please don't forget, from the back to the front. Now, bring it down, okay? Now, when you bring it down, you will see a tension disc and a spring, and there is a hole at the top of that. Pass it from the back to the front of that hole, and now you see the tension disc circular in shape. Now pass your thread right through it. Please make sure it goes right inside it so that it will maintain a good tension. If not, when you wind your bobbin, it's going to be a mess. So tugging on it to make sure that it's taut. Bring your bobbin and now wind the thread round it thrice or 4 times to just secure the thread. And now you will see the bobbin winder. Push your bobbin right into it. Now you will see a lever, okay, that is pulled out. For you to wind your bobbin, you have to push it in. You push it towards the bobbin to secure the bobbin, okay? And look at it to make sure that it's actually secure. Now the next thing is to go and raise your presser foot, okay? Raise your presser foot. And when it is raised, please, you can remove your needle for this process or you can keep it, but I normally keep my needle. Now we have to turn on the sewing machine. Once you turn on the sewing machine, you just step on your pedal, okay, the foot controller, and then maintaining a particular speed, you can start winding the bobbin. Looking at it now, you can see the bobbin is winding. Now you can actually make it full, but because I don't really need a red thread color right now, and for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to leave it for a while. I won't allow it to get full, okay? So once the thread is up to the quantity that you want, you can just remove your feet or your foot from the foot controller. Then you pull out the lever again, push it towards you, and then just gently pull out the bobbin. And once you're done using the scissors, cut off and leave a long trail of thread because you'll be needing this long trail for loading your bobbin, okay? Now, once you have it like this, the next thing is to insert your bobbin into the bobbin case. Now, looking at the bobbin case, you will see a slit or a groove right on the body. That's where your thread is going to pass through. Now, you insert the bobbin into the bobbin case and holding onto your thread, you pass it through that slit, that groove on the body until the end of it, okay? You will hear a clicking noise. It's not normally very loud, and once it's there, you can pull your thread, okay? If it is too loose, you have to tighten the tension of your bobbin case. If it is too tight, you also have to loosen it, but it needs to just, you know, be in between, and you will know that the tension is very good. Now, once you're done with this, it's time to insert it. Now, I don't like using the top. I like going right under to see what I'm doing. And when you go under your machine, you will see this pin, this metallic pin that comes out. Now, holding the bobbin case like I'm holding it now, all right? You insert it right in the middle of that pin. Make sure that that opening in between your bobbin goes right on top of that pin. And then you will hear a clicking noise, okay? Once you hear that clicking noise, drop off the excess thread right inside there because you'll be needing it to thread your machine, okay? And once you're through with that, it is time to thread the upper part of the machine. Now place your thread on the second spool holder, okay? And just like the first time, pass the thread from the back through the front of the hole on the thread tree, okay? From the back to the front, and then you bring it down. You will see the first thread guide. Pass the thread from under it, that is from bottom to the top, and then pass it through the first tension disc. You see the circular tension disc. Make sure the thread goes right into it. Make sure it's really inside, and then pass the thread from top to the bottom. And then you will see these 3 holes, okay, these 3 thread guides. Now I found out that if I pass my thread through the 3 of them, my tension is normally too tight for my liking, so I normally pass it from the first one to the 3rd one, but you can try your luck and see what works for you. So pass it from under to the top, and then right to the 3rd thread guide, the opening from the top to the bottom. And now you take it down to the next thread guide. Now this is a tension disc, okay, and you have to thread this place very carefully. Make sure the thread goes right into it and passes over the spring that you're seeing right there, okay. So pass the thread, make sure it goes right in, and make sure that it goes over the spring. And now to make sure that it actually went over the spring, you can pull on your thread, okay, and the spring is going to move. You can see that now it is good to go. The next thing is to thread the next thread guide, which is the hook right there, okay. And after passing it through this, the next thing is to pass it through the eye of the thread take-up lever, which is this one, okay. If you have shaky hands, I advise you to use your tweezer for this process, okay, so that it won't take so much time. And once the thread have passed through the eye of the thread take-up lever, is to thread the next thread guide, which is the hook, the metallic hook you're seeing right there. Pass the thread right under it and move to the next thread guide. Going down, you will see the next metallic thread guide, which is right on top of the needle holder. Okay, so we'll thread the first thread guide, and after passing the thread right through it, you thread this opening you're seeing on top of the needle. Okay, so pass the thread right through that hole, pull it out, and then it's time to thread the eye of the needle. Now this is where the needle threader will be a game changer for you, all right. So using the needle threader, this sewing machine threads from left to right, okay, from left to right, all right, but the needle threader will be inserted from right to the left. Once you pass the needle threader, then taking up the thread, pass it through the opening in between the needle threader, okay. There is this kind of a metallic string, it's very tiny. Just pass it through it. Once it passes through it, just pull out the needle threader, and you have successfully threaded the eye of the needle, okay. No time for poking around, no time to doing all whatnot. Now for someone that has eye issues, you can use a magnifying glass. In this case, just raise the presser foot and pass the thread right under it, and you're good to go. Now the next thing is to raise the bobbin thread. Now going to the hand wheel, push the hand wheel towards you, okay. You don't push it away from you, push it towards you. This will pull down the needle, and then you continue pushing it towards you, and it will raise the needle. As the needle is coming up, it's going to come up with the bobbin thread. It's going to form a loop, and inside that loop, that there will be the needle thread and the bobbin thread. So using your tweezer, you pull out both threads, and once you pull them out, you push them towards the back, and there you have it. Lovely. You have successfully wound the bobbin and threaded an industrial sewing machine. Now after doing this, you need to create a stitch. You have to make your first stitch, okay, using a scrap fabric to make sure that you properly threaded your industrial sewing machine. So I don't really have a scrap fabric with me right now, so I'm going to be using a paper towel, okay, which will actually work also. So I'm going to be using this. I'm raising my presser foot. I'm going to pass it right through under it. I'm not going to be doing any reverse stitch or back tacking right now, okay. I'm just going to do a straight stitch. Now I'll just step on the foot controller and just go on. The essence of doing this is to make sure that the machine is threaded properly. So once I get to the end of it, just raise the needle and then press the foot, and then just gently pull out the paper towel. Please, while doing this, make sure you raise your needle. Don't make the mistake of just pulling it out without raising the needle, okay? Now make sure you look at the front and the back. If you don't see an even stitch, then you have to adjust your tension. And there you have it, lovely. You can confidently wound the bobbin and thread your industrial sewing machine. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, share your thoughts at the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Share this video to people that need it. See ya in the next one. Ciao.